Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Persona Q. Howdy howdy. I'm going to assume the Merry Christmas thing you were referring to the thumbnail, the Merry Christmas thumbnail. That's about like 4 years old now. That's what I would guess. Anyway, let's see. We have 2 strolls to do. We made it to a new floor. I think we've 100%. Yeah, we've 100% the previous 2 floors, so we're doing good on that. Everyone's topped off. What's going on with Personas again? We have 9 out of 14 Personas, so we have space. You're still doing skills. Conjure's of course still warning. Okay, everything looks good. Nets and items. Got so many accessories taking up item slots here. So let's see. I don't think I need that one as much. That might have a reason. I want all the elemental ones. That could have reasons. Maybe. You had the 20% health. You had the hit weight, 20% health, 20% SP, and you had the one stat on everything isn't absolutely terrible to be fair, but yeah, well, like I said, that's all my thumbnails. Both new and old. You know, that be them all. That be them all. There's only a very small handful of very early retro ones when Asia was first made that I weren't able to recover a decent sized thumbnail of. Other than that, I was able to get one for mostly almost every thumbnail Asia's been in. I have a few new ones I need to also get put on my computer. I have the Night in the Woods ones made, but I'm like, ah shit, I still need to get those off my thumb drive. She'll lose basically 10... That's not too terrible to gain 10 SP. Basically, essentially, I would be whipping 10 HP off, putting in SP, and then a stat in every stat. That wouldn't be terrible. And plus, like, for Junpei, that's not super bad. Because he has very low SP to begin with anyway, so 10 SP for another cast wouldn't necessarily be terrible for him. I want Kanji to have the accuracy though. That's a big hit on you. How much was it off of Junpei? That's horrible, but it's still a bit. Those are such weird ones, though. A really nice and comfortable time right now. So I'm assuming you have Waboni. Of course, I mean, with each speech impairment, it's probably an accurateness for me. Cool. I mean, Kanji and Junpei really rely on the HP to do their attacks also, so I don't know. It might be just best to keep it. Now in real life, you know, when I was on my trip, I had some cheesy rivalry at Olive Garden, and it was like $17 fucking dollars. I was just like, the hell?
I await your next visit.
Is my mic a bit quiet? Testing? Hello? Hello? Testing? Wow! Hello? Is everything better? Y'all? Okay. The thing is, when you record stuff, you also kind of have to be in that white tones at times. And to be fair, sometimes when it's in the morning, you just kind of not set up like tonnage right yet. Like you just kind of like me, I'm awake. Hello. But yeah, it was like $17 fucking dollars. They still had that like infinite breadstick thing, so you damn right you took advantage of that. I was like 70, and it was only like five giant round noodles with a little cheese in the middle and sauce. I'm like, fuck. Like, holy shit. I'm like, I don't like, no wonder restaurants are talking about like not getting like the sales. Who the fuck's going to Olive Garden for 5-6 noodles with cheese in the middle for $17 fucking dollars? I could buy a fucking used or discounted fucking game for that much. Like, fuck. I can get vastly more out of $17 than going to Olive Garden. Oh, had too many breadsticks though. And they weren't even like really fancy breadsticks anyway. They're pretty generic. Like, they were kind of the kind you used to get at the store, toast them, put butter and some garlic salt on them. I mean, that probably some cheap ass shit.
Is there something wrong?
I mean, they're edible. It's not like they weren't edible or anything. It's just kind of like, But yeah, I'd try to get my money worth of that. But yeah, some friends wanted to go. We ate at the Olive Garden on, I think that was on Saturday. It was a little interesting, because, I mean, I hadn't been to an Olive Garden since, like, fucking, like, I don't know, I was, like, in high school since last time I went to one. That was a long fucking time ago. But, yeah, I don't really go to restaurants too often. I mean, on my way back from the airport, we stopped at an Arby's, and I got some chicken strips of that, nothing crazy. But yeah, like, I don't really go to restaurants very often. Like, before, most of them were too pricey, and now they're really fucking pricey. Oh, what the hell was that? That was weird. Did anyone else hear that? I think something hit the air conditioning unit outside. Maybe it was some acorn or something. Or a squirrel or something jumping on it, maybe. I mean, there were reasonable price ones, but mostly just out of the normie kind of shit, like a Wendy's and that. I haven't been to Wendy's in a while. I hope they're still kind of affordable, because I actually did like Wendy's.
Huh?
But there was a nice pizza restaurant that was in the area I got to try. I kind of wanted to eat there a second time, but nobody wanted any pizza. Antique educational grounds? Are you saying the P4 cast school is shit? Thank you. The pizza was pretty good. It was definitely not frozen. It had that like definitely just you made the dough there kind of vibe. Like you even had to like, you know how you use your own flour to make the dough not sticky, and you know you pound the crust out, and then you know you do all the baking. Like even had that. I'm like, nice. Like haven't had a homemade pizza in a while, but yeah. And the price wasn't even too bad. So like the store was set up as slice or pie. So in other words, you either bought a giant slice or you bought a whole pie. And like I bought 2 slices of cheese pizza and it was like 5 something. You know, for a city, like that's not very terrible to be honest. I mean I would have expected to be more, you know, that was maybe like what, like 40% pie. They were 2 big slices, so. What was kind of weird is they had milkshakes on their menu. I tried one of those because Chino tried one. He said they were really good, so I was like, okay, I'll try one. It's $5. It was that one I would maybe say it's a little bit much for a milkshake, but it was really good though. They, you know, well, explaining who Chino is probably an incredibly long story because that has to involve like a bunch of I don't even know how to simply put it. Like Chino is a friend of a depressed friend. I think is the just easiest way to put it, but yeah, he said it was really good. They had, you know, one of those hand mixer types they used to make it. I used to have one of those. They're really good for milkshakes. You get to customize the thickness real easy with them too, you know, because it's all in a cup that you're controlling with your hand of that. So it's really good for that. But yeah, it was pretty good. We went to another place we went to, I think was on Friday. We went to a place called the Burger Factory. And as Caliban put it, like, he was like, oh, leave it to Atticus to buy chicken strips at a burger joint. It's like, well, I don't really like burgers. I hope things have been going okay. Well, that whole mess didn't go well, sadly. But, you know, they're adults and they can make their own adult decisions, and it's not what anyone wanted, but there's nothing anyone can really do, sadly. It's exactly like... See, I find it interesting the school is based off the P4 cast school.
What did you say? Let's see.
Almost, she says. Almost. Well, I mean, nobody can say I didn't try to help him, though. I can't say Chino didn't try either, so... Yeah, see, they mentioned that last time. The third dungeon's on a class 4. There's a class 4 that doesn't exist.
Yes.
So. It might be cleaner. Man, this trans-dimensional, strange, world version of school is actually cleaner than the real thing. Yay!
For crying out loud.
Is that so?
Well, I mean, the P4 town is supposed to be based... Like, if I remember correctly, the town it's set in doesn't actually really exist, but it is based on an actual town that's in the country, so... One down charm. Don't you love when someone's like, man, your school sure has a one down charm to it.
What?
Now that I think about it.
He doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. I am curious to see what role they have in the story, though. Because I mean, it's incredibly clear that whatever's going on greatly involves them. But like, I don't know if they're both people, if one of them's a person, the other one's like a persona. Like, we've seen that in the series where people's like fucking persona / shadows have like became renegade entries doing their own shit and that. So, I mean, and we've seen like shadows not necessarily be pure evil before. Like the M1 main character's shadow had appeared before in a non-violent way, and Futaba's also appeared in a non-violent way, like, which shows that shadows don't always just represent, like, throughout the series of Persona, you know, they're like, there's this strong, like, showing that shadows are, like, the evil in you, and that's not necessarily true. Shadows are more of, how to put it, they're like, shadows are more things you don't want people to really know, and the sad fact is a lot of times those kind of things are like evil, but not necessarily always. I looked at your channel. A cookie? Oh, the Solio Sun Medallion. Yeah, that is the Sun Medallion from Dark Souls. But yeah, like, shadows are supposed to represent, like, your inner turmoil. And I don't want to obviously go over any of the ones that exist, because, you know, that would be getting into spoilers in those individual Persona games, which I try to avoid unless it's directly related to story beats going on. But I'm wondering if one of the two are Persona or Shadow, like, maintaining the presence of a human being. Because we have seen that kind of thing, both in good and evil ways. So, like, they're both trapped here. Like, they're both trapped here. Now, the items that we found have all related to her in the chest so far. A bunny rabbit and a wing. And she seems to, like, be emotionally charged by the things we found, while Zen has so far been kind of like, huh. So, like, my theories are, like, they're either both people and they're from a completely different possible timeline in the past of the school from Persona 4, or possibly, if I was to say one of the two of them was a Persona, I would say it's probably Zen. Zen's probably, because he has a very protector role. So I kind of feel like if one of the two was one, that would probably be the scenario. But anyway, let us go on and check out the new floor. We got 2-1. So let's head on in and let's see what awaits us. directions we can go here. Another 2 directions to go. Got the door.
Ta-da! A treasure box!
Oh wait, this is the... Holy crap! This is a really packed ass floor. Wow. We have a really ass big floor to go through here. Well, on one hand, like, it's good that they're starting to up the amount of shit. Because, I mean, like I said, the game's been really easy so far. So it's nice to see that it is starting to get a little upped in the, because the last 2 dungeons have, like, a lot of easement towards them. Okay, what do we got?
3 shadows, and I'm missing data.
Give me some good orders.
So we got a new one now. So we need wind, fire. Go with that. Let's go with lights. Okay, let's see. Do I get hits? Let's go gambling! We got a hit! We got 2 hits! Man, I really like Narcoon in this one. Like, Narcoon's death spells are so useful in a dungeon type game. Cause I don't feel like, my experience with Etra Odyssey, like, I haven't seen, like, a lot of instant death stuff with decent odds. A lot of times it just feels like it's more of a waste of time. I like that success rate. More personas to be sacrificed. So no leading obstacles yet. It's just been some just random dungeoning. Probably we should try one of those baby foes, probably. Oh, actually, wait. Didn't we have a request too, actually? I think there was a request to do.
There are 3 enemies. Good luck.
Time to rock!
So they're weak to light. They're weak to wind. We can try... We still need some data on some other elements on them, so... Oh, that's not good. Can I get some instants?
It's over.
Ah, full group. I love that.
You settled that quickly. Careful.
There's a foe hiding? No, you're fine. It's foe hiding. I mean, I'm happy it's getting a little bit more difficult because the beginning was so... Like, the game is very hand-holding. Like, on one hand, like... Oh, hi. Like, on one hand, if you want, like, a beginner-friendly Intro Odyssey style game, I mean, it's definitely the one to try out in that regard. But if you were hoping for something more difficult or on par with either of the two series, I feel like it's vastly easier. My favorite game. Wow, that is a very loaded and incredibly difficult question. Can we maybe break that down into maybe a series or genre maybe? Because I mean, there's a lot of great. I mean, like I would hold Neo and Neo Automata way up there. Like those are like really good games that are more newer that I think are really great. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good, like Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals, and the Super Nintendo still remains to be one of my favorite JRPGs. Like, I have so many fond memories of that. Then a lot of Persona games are obviously really cool titles as well. I mean, it's not easy. Because, I mean, like, I love a lot of different games for different reasons. And, like, Final Fantasy IV is what really got me passionate about games. That actually caught me off guard, so that's what I get for talking. Okay, so we got two paths that are blocked off by the foes, so we need to find a way to turn the light on to get them to go away. All paths lead to dead ends, it seems. You know, what happens will, like... If you go, like, sideways into the direction of one of those foes, I wonder what happens. Oh, hi. Okay, so it just does that. Okay. Answers that question.
That switch is pretty suspicious. What should we do?
Come on. That. I still haven't fought one of those. Interesting answers. I haven't given much thought about the Neo series. Oh, Neo is so, like... I think what I really love about Neo and Neo Automata is... maybe the same concept that I like about Danganronpa V3 is that it is... like, it's a celebration of love between the medium and storytelling. But I love Neo and Neo Automata. And you're talking about the whole series? Because, I mean, we're talking about Drakengard 1, 2, 3, Neo and Neo Automata, then. Because, Neo and Drakengard all connect... Oh, yeah, I did say Drakengard 3, didn't I? I said 1, 2, and 3, right? Yeah, waiting for it, Of course, the order is Drakengard 3, Drakengard 1, Neo and Neo Automata, and Drakengard 2 takes place in an alternate timeline. Well, oddly things are a lot happier compared to all the other games. The irony. But, beautiful games. Honestly, and I think both Neo and Neo Automata have a choice. Like, if you do all the endings and everything, and you go for like the true paths and that, like they both have a choice. And while like Neo Automata's is a not horrible choice either, I mean, I feel like the original Neo's choice is a lot more impactful. I don't want to spoil it, but like, I really thought that was a really cool idea. Like, all I'll say about it is, it affects you as a player. You know, like, let's give a quick example. You know, let's say I get a choice, I save the game, and then I get a choice. I can go back and reload and choose something else if I didn't like the outcome of it. I feel like the thing I'm referring to in Neo is something that will affect you as a player. How? Well, you'll have to play to find out, but I thought it was really interesting, because that's not easy to do, you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy to affect you in a regretful way that you felt like you made an actual choice that's impactful, that affects you. And I thought that was really interesting. I've always given the original Neo a lot of credit for that. But Neo, like, what I love about Neo is Neo celebrates gaming in general. Like, there's shmups, action, a lot of different camera angles that show off different styles of gameplay. Like, there's a mansion. There's this weird monochroma mansion that basically plays like Resident Evil while you're running around it. Well, the camera angle changes, which was clearly an homage to Resident Evil. So, like, it celebrated a lot of different gaming aesthetics and gameplay styles. Now, Neo Automata kind of focused more on the action and the shmup action that were from Neo, and not so much the different crazy camera angles and stuff that Neo like, Neo is a very experimental game. It's not perfect by any means, but I mean, like, it has it has a fucking, like, not even a visual novel. It's literally a text-based adventure game. There's literally a segment of gameplay that is a text-based game. Like, no visuals. Like, you're literally, it's all it is. It's just text. You have to wander around and find your way out of a fucking place in a text adventure game. The Stone Age of Stone Age gameplay. Like, it's just, and that moment is really interesting too, because you can find out a lot of interesting things about the universe if you poke your nose around in there a little bit. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of weird shit in Neo, and then, like, I always like to describe it as a celebration of video games itself in general. Anyway, oop. So, foes, be gone. Oh, what? 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 That's weird. Why is that examinable on this side?
I think I can smash through that wall. You want me to try?
Oh, what the hell? Whoa, what the hell? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? Got some
Very mysterious.
Okay, they're all weak to light. Come on, Nautagoon, give me a good light hit. But yeah, now I have not played the PS4, or I should say the next-gen version of the OG Neo. I played the PS3 version. Now, my understanding, there is some additional content that was added in the next-gen version. And the more interesting aspect is also you play as Brother Neo, which I'll explain the brother-father Neo thing if you don't know anything about that. So in Japan, there were two versions of Neo in its original form, and the 360 version you played as Father Neo, and then the PlayStation version you play as Brother Neo, and 360 version you played as Father Neo. Now, they didn't think Brother Neo would sell very well in America, so they made both versions Father Neo in the West. So we didn't actually get to experience Brother Neo's storyline. Now, you might be like, well, what's the point of Brother and Father Neo? Like, is there any actual... There is some difference between the two characters. They do have some story bits that are different, and the relationship to the little girl. Father Neo is the father, and Brother Neo is, well, her brother, so the relationship is also different in that aspect. Timeline-wise, they're two different universes. That's getting into weird shit going into that, but we won't get into that. Because we only got Father Neo, we never got to really see the aspect of Brother Neo. Now, I don't know shitloads of things about Brother Neo, but I do know one little storyline tidbit that's very different from Father Neo that you get to experience at the port town to just kind of give a difference. So, apparently, one big difference with Brother Neo, for example, is you get to find this backstory in the port town if you poke your nose into side content. You can find out he took an odd job to go help with some stuff on a boat somewhere, and he ended up getting raped, and he killed that person because of that. So that's a weird side plot you can find out about. Whether that made it into the localization of the new version, I don't know. And yeah, also, fun fact, if you're not familiar with Yoko Taro, his shit sometimes really deals with some fucked up shit sometimes. If you weren't familiar with it. So this took me like, what is this? Like, I'm like between the walls or something. What in the... Is that supposed to be a bug? Okay, so you can't... I don't know if that's a bug or something. Are you actually supposed to be able to do that? Like, I can't move. I can relook at that. You, like... That's so weird looking. I don't know if this is supposed to be a mistake. Unknown area. I don't know if that's supposed to be a bug or something. It's really weird, and I can walk through the wall. That is very bizarre. Like, there's no icon for every direction, so... I want to say that's some kind of mistake, is what I want to say, but I don't know. If that is a mistake, that means that's the texture of the other side of the walls, though, so that's kind of interesting. forward heal.
There's something that's bothering me about that area. Wonder what it is.
Something bothering you? Just looks like a hallway to me. But yeah, Yoko Taro games get pretty dark. I mean, honestly, I think Drakengard 1 is still one of the most fucked up cast of characters ever. I could give you a quick... and a shocked. It doesn't look like it's stuck in a shocked position to me. Wow. I mean, sometimes, like, if I... I can't get the trigger. Well, what it does is, sometimes it creates the expression based on, like... So the camera's looking at my face, and, like, it's moving with my head. But depending on stuff I do, like, I can close my eyes and it should do it on the VTuber, or, like, if I wink, or sometimes it, like, somewhat tracks my actual face. And sometimes, if I open my mouth really wide, or my it's not doing it. I can't get to do it. Usually if I open my mouth all the way and, like, have my eyes wide, like, sometimes it'll do the shock position. I don't know. It's not perfect at all.
What the?
Oh.
Darkness key. Well, I mean, my options are either I can let it try to emulate face expressions I do. Like, it can do a few. But... yeah, it just kind of depends on... It kind of depends on how it's tracking my face of that. It's not perfect by any means at all, that. Oh, well, I guess we didn't get a darkness key.
Huh?
I've got a talent for magic.
Huh? Honestly.
Now we need to figure out how to grab the key. Oh, ah, dang it. Potato memory. Oh, Drakengard. I can... Yeah, Yoko Taro's games. I could give you a small basis idea of how fucked up Drakengard 1 is, if you want. I can give you a very light brushing of the characters, and that should really tell you how fucked up some of the characters are. I'd still say, like, 1 has the most fucked up characters. Okay, so... You have the main character who makes a pact with a dragon, and his sister has a crush on him, which is one of the conflicting issues in it. His best friend has a crush on his sister has a crush on him. Then you have the other characters that join you. So you have, like, this kind of monk kind of guy. You can find out in his past, he has probably the most censorship character in the West. Hey, I said it gets fucked up. I don't know how to put this lightly, considering the times we live in. Let's say, he has some issues with children that he's, trying to, be better about. It's not very touched upon in the Western version. Yeah, he has a dark past. Like, admittedly, he's trying to be a better person. He recognizes he has sinned in his past, and that he did a horrible thing. So, you know, to give him credit, he is trying to be a better person. But, yeah, most people, you know, aren't gonna be that nice to him, let's say. Then there's the elf chick, who is a murderous cannibal. She, ate her fucking children as an act of fucking, like, quote-unquote, saving them. That's pretty fucked up. There's a really creepy scene in the apocalypse ending with her. Oh, it's so disturbing. Yeah, she turned into, like, a weird cannibal. It's, like, really fucking weird. And then that's not to get into the quote-unquote possibility that the dragon and Kai might possibly be falling in love with each other in certain timelines. Maybe. Like... like... It's, I don't know, Dragon God 1 goes into a lot of weird shit. And that's not to say there aren't those kind of things in his other games, but I still feel like Dragon God 1's the one that, like, went bat wall crazy with a lot of concepts. It's not anything new. But I mean, this is a realistic, mature modeling setting, not a cutesy, fantasy, cartoony world. So I guess maybe we need light or something to appear on the key, or maybe the key, like, is there light on this spot? I can't tell. Or is it in the spot in front of me? Eh. So yeah, we need light then. Yeah, so it's in the spot I'm standing in. So this spot is in darkness. Okay, so no. Okay, yeah, there was light in that spot. So yeah, we need to turn the light off then. So okay. So I'm gonna get the next fight thing. Stream windows going on here. Dragon God 2 is probably the most streamlined out of all of his games. Dragon God 3 had a lot of fucked up characters too. Oh wait, that one's still refreshing. Dragon God 3 has a lot of fucked up characters in its own way too. That's honestly, like, Dragon God 3 is probably the poorest title. It had a lot of problems. Its story is really what carries it, for sure. So, okay, so now that I have that shortcut, I should be able to make use of the light switch and get over there where the key is. So we got that again. So. Now, I don't know how much the Dragon God games go for now. A lot of, like, OG Xbox, GameCube, and PS2 stuff has gone up a lot in price, and none of the Dragon God games have ever gotten any kind of re-releases or anything, so I'm gonna probably go on a limb and say Dragon God 1 and 2 are probably likely expensive. Dragon God 3 is probably not.
Enemy is weak to wind. I'm just getting started.
Eh, well, we can just do it all out. Oh, it's dead.
It's over.
I mean, I could take a quick look
Only all
out.
opponents were this easy.
Curiosity. Twice. Shotting. Breaking God. Let's see. Breaking God 1, 41 loose, 54 quibbed. Breaking God 2, 40 loose, 63 quibbed. Oh wait, that's the power version. 53 loose, 72 quibbed. Why is Dragon God 2 more? Sometimes like Dragon God 2 is in a really weird position because like I'd say before Dragon God 3 it was considered the worst entry, which is weird because it's like vastly more playable than Dragon God 1 in a gameplay aspect. Dragon God 1 had a very weird camera, where 2 has a more Dynasty Warrior style camera. But because it's its own timeline, it's disregarded because it's not part of the main timeline of his other games. Dragon God 3 is 26 loose, 42 quibbed. Collector's, wow, the collector's edition's $300 fucking dollars. I have that though. Keep the booklet, sell the West. That's all I wanted out of it anyway, was the little short stories that connected to other games that you got with it. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Them, I would have thought they would have been like at least 100. So I guess getting a quibbed copy of 2 is kind of pricey though. $72. That's still quite a bit, but. Oh, I bought my my collector's edition of 3. I bought brand new. It was pre-ordered. I pre-ordered that shit, man. See, the thing, Yoko Taro has lots of supplementary stuff. Like, there are additional storylines and stuff, and for us in the West, we don't get access to too many of them. But Dragon God 3 was coming with a little booklet that had short stories. Like, also give it up for 1 hour 1. Oh, you mean like how long stream's been going? Well, we'll be getting a few hours, so we can use this to bypass the foe and turn the light. So we just go down here and then. So hopefully one doesn't appear the other way. But that was easy. Okay, well, we'll get that open. Now, whether, I don't know if I want to go back and turn the lights back on. We probably should. But something tells me that dialogue makes it sound like there's going to be... So can I get more than 1 key? Okay. That makes it sound like there's maybe going to be more keys. And the way that works with that is weird. But yeah, I pre-ordered the limited edition at 3, but the short story, so one of the short stories I was happy to see was like one about one of the robots that was in Neo. There's a robot you meet in Neo that actually gets more light in the short story in the collector's edition, and you also find out more about it in Neo Automata. Not to really spoil it, I will say it's kind of funny how a side boss character in Neo, you basically find out had an incredibly strong effect on the events of Neo Automata. And while you won't really get to understand that without knowing all the story bits of it, it is kind of interesting when you see the full picture of his story, how much of an impact he actually affected Neo Automata's events. But yeah, I love how like they intertwine and connect, and like really, like if you really, well, it's a really tragic character too, though. It's a very sad character, but that's kind of Yoko Taro's thing, to be honest. It's tragedy. Like, his games are really about tragedy a lot. Oh, hi. Okay, I guess the lights are still off over here, then.
Oh yeah, check out this switch I found.
So yeah, something tells me we're probably gonna run into more of these weird doors, probably. So with that, we can get this, you know? See, we have only 16% of the map so far. This is gonna be a real crowded map. Let's see, I like it when they're like fable, legendary characters that have affected. Like, you mean, like, are you meaning like the world fabled legend, or do you mean like as in like the game Fable? But yeah, like a lot, like, I mean, other than Drinking God 2, all of his games have stuff to do with each other. There is an overarching, and you don't need to know it all to have fun with a particular title. I'd say the one that you would is probably Drinking God 2. Playing Drinking God 2 without Drinking God 1 could probably be a little confusing because it involves a lot of the politics of what happened in Drinking God 1. But like, other than that, like, all the games can also be their own self-contained story, but they'll widely expanded vastly more as you know more of the universe. If that makes any sense. So this is the way back. It'd be lovely if there was like a shortcut wall right here. Which actually, you know, thinking about, there's hardly actually been any shortcut walls on this floor, actually. Like, I've been so used to there being like 500 million of them. Now all of a sudden they're like extinct. Let's see. Who was lightning? So there's a very expensive move. Hi, Bill. So, I don't know, like, how involved you would like to get with his games. Because, you know, Dragon 1, 2 on PS2, 3's on PS3. Then, you got Neo that's on PS3, 360, and PS4, and I think they released it on PC, didn't they? The newer version? I think they got a PC version.
Yeah, that's right. Scrap.
I mean, really, when it comes to
I love
connecting...
taking him out this fast.
Man. Trying to, like...
Ooh, your persona got
Understanding
better.
how Drakengard and Neo are connected on a loose end isn't very complicated, to be fair. However, the bigger implication of... Because... So, Drakengard 3 came out before Neo Automata. It came after Neo 1, and then Drakengard 3, and then you got Neo Automata. So, Drakengard 3 adds a lot of interesting implications into things related to Neo. And the fact that there's a reference to a character from Drakengard 3 you can find in Neo Automata, very, very casually too. It's very easy to miss, even if yeah, like I imagine several people probably saw it and didn't even realize the implications of it. Based on how cool I think the trailer is, and if I think the gameplay and story is fun. And that's fair. Like, for me, like, you know, I do reviews and stuff, so, like, my like, etiquette in, like, doing a review is at least finishing the base game. So, to me, like, I find it not fair to usually review most games without finishing its base game. Some rare exceptions, because some games are truly that ungodfully awful, and I don't feel someone should fairly play all the way to the end of something so ungodful. But I do feel it is important to still note the fact that you didn't finish a game when you review something like that. But I feel like that should be a much rarer situation in a review. But as a player, like, of course, if you're not having fun, you should by no means force yourself to finish a game.
Something about that wall doesn't seem right. Let's look closer.
Yeah, and now we're on the other side, aren't we? Guess I spoke too soon about shortcut walls. Now, we're still pretty good on... Yeah, I mean, we've hardly used our SP and shit. How are we on items, though? We still got a little bit. Oh, believe me, like, I suffered a lot doing, fucking Fallout 76. Cool name. See, yeah, you ever, go to, like, I don't know how old you are, but you ever been to Newgrounds? Like, I could explain, you can even, I can explain the origin of my name, and you can even technically look up the very thing I'm referring to if you've been to Newgrounds before. Uh-oh. So, back in my day, like, when I was young, like, middle school, high school, like, Newgrounds was basically what my generation used as, like, YouTube, basically. That was where we went to go watch entertainment stuff. So, like, again, I don't know your particular age, if you're a younger or older person. But there was a Flash animation called Final Fantasy A+. That was by a supposedly Japanese user. As far as I remember, they never made anything else either, which was always a shame because it was really well done. But it was a parody of Final Fantasy in a school setting, and all the characters, like attacks and shit, were based off of school and stuff. So like the Black Mage used math as magic, and his name was Atticus, and I thought it was cool, so that's where I got my name of Atticus. Now, before that, I used to be called Mage of Japan, but, like, at a point, I wanted, like, a actual name, like, you know, Mage of Japan isn't a name, it's like a, you know, a person from here, an entity from somewhere, so... And that's where the MJ's from, because obviously I'm not the only human being to be like, ooh, Atticus is a cool name. Okay, we hold a oh, there he is. I was gonna say, it's gonna have it delayed, so...
We've successfully run away from the FOE.
The question is, will the other way also summon the FOE? No, not. Another door? Oh, wait. Nope, the MJ represents Mage of Japan. It's a reference to my older name, and then Atticus. Now, if you're unaware, so I never knew this until Phoenix White became a thing in America. So when Phoenix White came out on the DS, which was originally a GBA game, something a lot of Western people don't realize is Ace Attorney was originally a GBA series before it came to the DS, which is when we got it in the West. But when I joined the fandom, because I really loved it, Phoenix White 1, I was one of the lucky bastards that saw it on a shelf and was like, oh, interesting, and I picked it up. And, you know, and then it became super fucking ungodly rare until they did another print one, because Capcom was like, wow, there's a lot of people who want this. It's like going for like $200 on eBay, so they did another print one, and kind of got that a little normalized, but... Well, you know, obviously, like, text isn't the best way to figure out, like, someone's age. Okay, so... the spot behind me is the trigger for the foe. Oh.
Is that FOE coming towards us? Hell yeah! Eat our dust, FOE!
But, for, what I was gonna say, for, Phoenix White, though, so, if you're not aware of killing a mockingbird... Ah, yeah. It's always so late for you. So late! It's only 10:38 a.m. here. So early. So, To Kill a Mockingbird is a old novel that also has a famous black and white movie that was made of it. It is about a lawyer in the times of when there was still a lot of negative sentiment towards African Americans in society. It was in an era that I believe it was set in an era after way after slavery is you know, over, but there's still a lot of negative sentiment towards African Americans in society, and it has to do with a African American that is going to trial, and the lawyer is named Atticus, and he has to defend him against the prejudiced people in the town and such. The dad's name is Atticus, if I remember. It should have been the lawyer, wasn't it? I thought it was the lawyer, wasn't it? I mean, fun fact though, I've never read it, so Like, when I entered the Phoenix White fandom, everyone's like, hey, cool name, never thought of that. I'm like, thanks, I guess. Like, I didn't get it. But then, like, after someone explained it, I was like, oh, now I get it. Oh, there's a... Interesting, the foe appears white on top of a door.
Something doesn't smell quite right. Kuromaru, it better not be you.
Why are there X-ray images? Oh. Shocked expression. It could be like the angle of my head when I'm looking down at my DS, maybe? Maybe like it's interpreting my face differently when I'm looking down. But... like, is it just like occasionally happening or just staying shocked? The well. It's face tracking. It's gonna do silly things. Oh, that's a long chain of numbers. Oh, I want... why it makes us think cover down here when you want to type in stuff? I would imagine it's because of the angle. Whatever it is, let's note it down. Okay. I go forward because I was going to activate a fight. Oh!
And I'm missing data!
Here I go.
Got a new UO file. So let's go... let's try some lightning on the walk. See how that goes. See how it goes. Got a kills.
Impossible.
Nope. Ouch.
Let's go, Eo!
Let's do this, Hermes! Break him, Atticusmj! Doing good. Wanna go for an all-out attack?
Sounds good to me, Kanji-kun. Got two dead. Persona games very rarely have bad music, in my opinion.
What do your best?
Should be able to just do all out, finish them off.
Alright, pack it in!
Like, I like a lot of music in the Persona games. I can't say there's a lot of music that I thought was bad in the games. So let's see. We need to explore these side rooms here.
Oh, crap.
Yeah,
There's an FOE
baby.
coming right at us.
Oh, thank God. It looks like that FOE gave up.
Got you. Total of 4 clocks. Huh. So 3, 6, 9, and 12. Indeed.
Huh?
What?
So we got a long string of numbers and a bunch of clock times. It's in the last room.
Oh?
Hospital information. These 4 rooms form a square. To get the treasure, you have to go through the 4 doors in a large square in the right order. Wherever torn it is to hide the treasure seems to cause the correct order through some code. The diary cuts off.
Of course.
Wait, is that supposed to be a reference to the Persona game, actually? Like, I mean, like, if you know Persona 1 storyline, I mean, like, the Persona game they play at the very beginning. Before they actually get their personas. Because if you remember correctly, when they played the Persona game, they actually walked in the formation of a square. So that actually might be a reference to Persona 1. That's kind of interesting. I could also just be saying that, but I mean, that's kind of what I take that as. Guess we'll have to see what these 4 rooms bring up, huh? So we got 30%, not too bad. Pretty decent chunk of the map so far. And we still don't got a lot of SP missing. Inventory's starting to fan up there, though. Still got a bit of space, though. Another door. So we have 2 ways we can go.
3 enemies. Good luck.
Oh, is it time for Junpei's Believe It or Don't?
Oh, stuff it, Junpei. Stop being a stupid. What other things? Let's see. Oh, they still haven't got hit by like fucking anything else yet.
Come, Kuninfuna. It's over.
Hey, nice. Clean house.
That went disappointingly fast.
So, like, we were talking about other games, like, talking about games that we like. You ever heard of Lufia 2? Like, that's still probably one of my favorite JRPGs from being a kid. Like, you don't see the kind of game that was either very often either. Very few games ever really touch upon that kind of way that the game worked outside of turn-based RPGs. Like when it came to battles, that was pretty standard. But it's the stuff outside the battles that was pretty unique for the game. Because you definitely didn't see that very often. It's a Super Nintendo game. It's really good in my opinion. You have 4 teammates. You can get a monster companion. It completely evolves in a very different way from traditional means that the party does with EXP. There's a system where you get abilities off gear that allows you a little extra customization on top of the character's normal abilities and repertoire of magic that they can learn. So that adds a little extra customization. There's lots of secret and side content, both easy to and godfully difficult shit that you can do in the game. Like, it has essentially 2 super bosses, and then there's even a few, if you count the boss fights that you're supposed to lose, but you can win as super bosses, there's even some of those kind of fights. Like, there's this one that's notorious. It's, I believe it's only 2 of you. But if you beat it, you'll get a really strong-ass sword that has a really cool ability that you could potentially use for the rest of the game, actually. Like, its base stats will become worse as you get later in the game, but the ability is really useful even late game. So there's a lot of different things you can do in that regard, but what was really cool about it is the dungeons. Imagine all the dungeon exploring worked like Legend of Zelda. Like, you could cut bushes away, you could hook shot across gaps, solve pushing puzzles and such. Imagine a outside of combat Legend of Zelda dungeon exploring, but then when you interact with an enemy, you trigger a turn-based JRPG. That is Lufia 2. It's fucking awesome as hell, which led to it having some amazing dungeon design that, like, I mean, there's tons of secret treasures you could miss in shitloads of dungeons. But, like, it's really a shame to me that, like, very few games have ever tried the whole, like, Legend of Zelda outside of combat aesthetic. It's actually one of the reasons why I think Mystic Quest isn't as bad as a lot of people like this shit on it. And the music is so awesome. I love the Sinestral boss theme. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. あなたゆとよによなしょとすくどねや Yeah. Oh, well, my singing's pretty awful, but I had years of, like, making up fake shit for Lufia 2's Sinistral fight. But yeah, it has some really awesome music in it, too. And it's graphically really nice looking, too. I mean, when you compare it to Lufia 1, like, it's a night and day on godful huge improvement. Like, Lufia 1 is a super generic JRPG. But, like, Lufia 2, like, the Kratos, like, clearly, like... And what's weird is Lufia 2's a prequel. So, like, I don't know if they made the whole story of the two games. It's like, you know what? I like this shit better. I want to save it for the sequel and make it a prequel. Because I like it more than the OG. Yeah, so Lufia 1 actually takes place after Lufia 2, and Lufia 2 takes place before Lufia 1. So it's kind of weird. And what's funny is Lufia 1 actually starts off with the end of Lufia 2. Like, you actually do the final dungeon, the, like, absolute fucking end, and do the several boss fights at the end in Lufia 1's beginning. And then you start as the actual main character. So, to some capacity, they had some of Lufia 2 planned out. But how much of it, I don't know. But, like, if they had the majority of it planned out, like, they must have thought it was a much more cooler story than Lufia 1. Because, like, they clearly saved it for the sequel and just ran with so much cool ideas. But, yeah, it is a little bizarre in that sense. But, yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out. Lufia 2 is very expensive these days, though. So, like, you're probably going to have to go down the emulation route, sadly. Huh, we got an empty room here with absolutely nothing in it. Haven't seen too many of those around. Unless these are the full rooms. This might be the full rooms, maybe. But I was expecting all four of them to be connected to each other. So for there to be a dead end might be a little concerning. Let's see, what critical I do? Wasted my critical hit. Yeah. You've already been hit by everything, yeah, so... I only got one person with wins, so I don't have a lot of options. I could toss a instant kill and hope oh, I didn't even notice the one in the back actually. Well, good thing I did that. I didn't even notice the little fucker hiding in the back there. Little bastard. But yeah. Now, on the topic of Lufia 2, there was a DS reimagining of Lufia 2, which is a very mixed bag. I did a review of it a long time ago. I did a playthrough and a review of it. And, like, how to put it? In the aspect of lore and story, it's interesting because it actually took a lot of memorable scenes that you would think they would throw away and actually kept them in, while also improving certain scenes. Like, there's two thief characters that appear, like, in the, like, I don't know, like, 25% mark. They appear, and then they fucking never really ever appear again. They actually became reoccurring characters in this reimagining. And they're actually really... Like, they have a very interesting role in it. Okay, so let's go ahead, delete that. Do that. I think probably one of my favorite things they improved was a scene between the absolute final boss and the main character. It's just a simple line, but honestly, I thought it was such a huge improvement of that scene, because it's such an awesome scene between the two of them. And, like, this one line change added so much more to what happens in the end of the game, in my opinion. Now, the controversial part of the DS game is the fact that it's a completely different game. In gameplay, that is. It's an action game. It's like Kingdom of Hearts. Which, you know, if you want the turn-based affair, like, it's a big shame in that regard.
Shall we examine it more closely?
Okay, we got a shortcut. And then we got a door, which I bet is locked.
Huh?
So we got the door here. So we gotta figure out the way through. Then I think we'll head back to base of operations. As well, yeah, we're like an hour and a half. Passage.
Oh yeah.
Sound logic, right?
What?
Ooh. The pain. Oh, hello. We're getting waited. Welcome to Persona Q. Hello. How y'all doing? Was you exploring VR chat still? Ah, poor Stupid. He's getting beat up by all the high school girls. I don't want to West you, Chi. I'm trying to find a way through this door here. So we just went into a puzzle, so I'm mapping out the interior here. Oh, well, wait. Apparently this is a small room, maybe, then? Checking for secret walls. There's a point of power and a secret wall.
Over there. Isn't that a power spot?
Hey, hello! Welcome. I know you too. Let's get some of the stuff out of this point of power. So, I don't know if this secret womb counts. It says 4 wombs. Technically, if we count the the secret womb, there's 6 wombs here. So, we have a long string of numbers and a clock formation. 3, 6, 9, 12. But, So, I'm not sure what the string of numbers is supposed to indicate exactly, though. You got 6, 9, 3, but then there's 1, 2, 9. I was gonna say maybe it's like you have to backtrack to some of the wombs. Well, wait, no, 1, 2, so that's 12 actually, because we are dealing with 12. So 6, 9, 3, 12, 9. So I imagine, I would assume this womb would be 3, and then going around like a clock, I would assume. So, but then again, if all 6 wombs, but the game rules talk about there being 4 wombs, so I would imagine these 4 wombs are what they're talking about then. So, it's identifying what rooms are supposed to be what numbers, so... I would say the room to the right of me would be 3, so... So I would go... So it would be 3, 6, 9, and then 12. So how would I go from 9 to 3? If that was the case. It only connects to the conjoining rooms. How in the world is this supposed to work exactly? So if this is supposed to be 6, then we go to...
There are 3 enemies.
Not want that
Good luck.
mean.
Why don't you just stay in your pot?
I still haven't found out what that's weak to yet. So I hit with lightning. Try some ice. Kanji has some ice he can try out on it. Try on that. Let's try instant death with darkness and hit the officer with some wind. So, I don't know how many people from the raid are familiar. Damn it didn't hit anyone. I don't know how many people from the raid are familiar with Persona. If you're not familiar with Persona, we're playing the 3DS version of Persona Q, and this is on real hardware. Because I know there's a lot of people who do emulations of DS stuff, because, well, to be fair, it's not easy to capture footage from the handheld.
Seriously? I'll finish this.
Bingo, we got weakness. Ice is the way to go! You take care of that. 2, take care of 1 back. Oop. So... Still needs to be hit by wind, but we're gonna probably just focus on that. Let's see. Ow, ow. Oh, no, no. Main character too low. Too low on main character health.
I'll finish this.
Shit. We lost the main character.
Here I go! Hermes!
Leader is down. Can anyone revive him? Yikes, Leader!
Yeah, just focus on that. Now, the team healed up for us.
Hermes!
Walking.
Hang in there.
Walk. Just what I needed, my defensible. No, 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 no!
Persona.
Yukari-chan is in no condition to fight.
Oh, this is not good.
At my limit.
Fuck. That is not good.
Naoto-kun has been knocked out. Someone revive her.
Hey, Naoto! You okay?
Please, what? Me one. Shit.
Junpei-san's out cold.
Oh, this is not good. Come on, let me go, let me go.
This
Fuck!
This can't be happening. Everyone!
Oh, fuck. Wow. Basically, other than the map, I just lost all my progress. Fuck. On the upside, you know, we got the map, so, you know, I don't even think we found any chests, did we? I don't think there was any chests found. We never came back to fucking... So, I need to speed one the, let's see, because we already did this. Oh, that sucks! That's over an hour of shit. Just lost. That's what happens when you get too fucking greedy to want to keep exploring. That sucks. Oh well. It happens sometimes. I think that's the first time it's happened. But yeah, I don't think we ever found any actual chests, so all we really need to do is get the key, and I don't know if we have to reread all that to trigger the weird little game. That really sucks though. That sucks a lot.